Hello. Today we're going to look at solving basic equations which include brackets. Solving basic equations, we use the change sign method. So when, for instance, we move a +5 over to the other side of the equal sign, it turns into a -5 because it's the opposite, and it's the opposite side. So for the session today, you will need writing equipment, i.e. pen, pencil, a book to write in, a smartphone, tablet, PC or laptop. If you have any questions during the session, then please make a note of them and use the link in the video description to contact us. Our target today is to be able to solve basic equations which include brackets. So let's try solving an equation with a bracket. When solving any equation which contains a bracket, we must first expand out the bracket and then complete the change sign method. Okay, so the key there is any equation which contains a bracket, we must first expand out the bracket. And that's a habit that you're going to have to start to get in. Okay, so our first example, and if you're not sure about how to expand out brackets, I will explain it during this session, but there is another video for some more questions for you to try. Okay, so solve 3 bracket x 5x minus 2 close bracket equals 39. So what we've got to do here is we've got to times everything inside the bracket by the number immediately before the bracket. So 3 times 5x is 15x, and 3 times minus 2 is the minus 6 that we see down here. Now we don't times the 39 by the 3 because the 39 is not in the bracket. Next we label our unknowns and knowns. So 15x is an unknown because it's got a letter, minus 6 is a known, and 39 is also a known. So what we need to do here is to get the u's on one side and the k's. Now the k's are knowns and the knowns don't have any unknowns in them, and an unknown is a letter. So the minus 6 we bring across to this side using change sign. So basically a minus 6 on this side, when we bring it across to the other opposite side, it becomes the opposite sign, which is plus 6. So now 15x equals 39 plus 6, and 15x is just a nice way of writing 15 times x, and x can be any number that solves that equation. So therefore 15 times x equals 45. So what now we've got to do is we've got to get the x by itself, so therefore we divide by 15. Okay, so 15 divided by 15 is 1x, 45 divided by 15 is our answer 3. So the goal is, when you're solving an equation, is to get the x by itself. And if you have a look at the working out, the equal signs are pretty much directly underneath each other all the way, and that again makes marking exams for an examiner very, very easy to follow. Okay, so now it's your turn to have a go at a couple. So pause the video after you've seen the questions. Gives you time to write them down and have a go at working your way through them. Okay, so good luck with the following 3 questions, and I'll be back when you're ready to go through the working out and the solutions. Good luck. Okay, so question 1. So we've got a bracket in the question, so what we need to do first of all is to times everything in the bracket by the number immediately outside. So 2 times 3x is our 6x here, and then 2 times minus 5 is the minus 10. Remember, a positive times a negative is a negative. And the 26, because it's not in the bracket, we just bring that down. So now what we do is we label our unknowns and knowns. 6x is an unknown, minus 10 is a known, and 26 is a known. So now what we need to do is to get our letters on one side, or the terms with a letter on one side, and the terms without a letter on the other side. So the minus 10 has to go across to this side, because that is a term, that's a number. 26 is a number, so you can see here on this side you've got an unknown, and then on this side you've got your two knowns of the equal sign. Okay, so now 6x equals 26 plus 10, so you can simplify those two to get 36. So 6x equals 36, and then 6x is another way of writing 6 times x. So therefore we bring over the 6 times across to the other side, and it becomes divided by 6. Change side, change sign. The opposite of times 6 is divide by 6. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. Well done if you got that one right. Right, so question 2 now, and what we've got is, let me just check. Okay, so 7 bracket x plus 8, just checking that we're working our way through the right sheet. 7 bracket x plus 8. Okay, so first of all, what we've got here is we've got a bracket, so we need to expand. So 7 times x is 7x, 7 times 8 is 56, and that equals 112. Now again, we don't times 112 by the 7 because it's not in the bracket. Next, we label our unknowns and knowns, and then we move the 56 across to this side, and positive 56 becomes negative 56. So then we can simplify this side. 112 minus 56 is 56, and then we bring over the times by 7, and when we bring it across to the other side, it becomes the opposite of times by 7, which is divide by 7, which is what we see here. 56 divided by 7 is 8, and again, well done if you managed to get that one correct. So x equals 8. Okay, so now we've got 5 bracket 4x plus 2x. Let me just check that that's the right one. 5 bracket 5 4 2x. Excellent. Okay, so now again, very similar to the last one, but just a little bit phrased a little bit differently. We times everything in equation in the bracket by everything immediately before. So 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 2x is 10x, equals 110. So now this one here, it's not 10x plus 20, it's 20 plus 10x. So this is where you've kind of got to be a little bit more careful. So that's your known, and that's your unknown, and that's your known there. So what you need to do is to bring over the 20 with the sign in front to the other side here. So you've still got unknown on one side and the two knowns here. So you don't always bring over the second one here. Okay, if you did bring over the 10x, it would become negative 10x, and that just opens up a world of hurt. Okay, so what we've got here is 10x equals 110 minus 20. So when you bring positive 20 across to the other side, it becomes negative 20. And 110 minus 20 is 90. 10x equals 90. So therefore, when we try and get the x by itself, we've got to bring 10 times across to the other side. So the opposite of times by 10 is divide by 10, which is what you see here. So 90 divided by 10 is 9. Now a lot of pupils think if they don't get an integer value at the end, an integer just means a whole number. So if they get something like 9.4, they think that they've gone wrong. Now these equations can have any answer at all. Okay, so if you're sure of your method and you get a decimal, don't worry about it. You know, it can be right. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so this is just a quick extension, and this is solving equations with unknowns on both sides and brackets on both sides. So again, you just stick to the rules that I've given you. Your step 1, and step 1 in this case would be to open up the brackets, as I've said before, and it would be both sets of brackets. Step 2 would be to label your unknowns and knowns, and then step 3 would be to change sign to get knowns on one side and unknowns on the other, and then you try and get x equals. Okay, so if you pause your video and if you just have a quick go at this question, and then I'll go through it very quickly in a minute. So just press play when you're ready. Okay, so let's work our way through this question. So the first thing that we've got to do is to expand out both sides of the equal sign. Okay, so let me just rub out that. Okay, so 6 times 2x is 12x, and 6 times minus 5 is minus 30. 2 times 4x is 8x, and 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, so next one. So what now we've got to do is we've got to label our unknowns and knowns. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get unknowns on one side and knowns on the other. Okay, so first of all, in order to get my knowns on the right hand side, I have to circle this known here and move it across here like so. And a negative 30 on that side becomes a positive 30 on that side. Okay, so that 14 should be that 14, and then that one there. Okay, so now what we've got is 12x equals 8x plus 14 plus 30. So that's with the negative 30 moved across to that side. Okay, so let's now have a look. So now what we've got is we've got 12x equals 8x plus 14 plus 30. So now what we've got to do is this one here is an unknown, and then that one there's a known, and that one there's also a known. So what we need to do to get the u's on the left hand side is to move that across there. And a positive 8x, when we move it across to the other side of the equal sign, becomes a negative 8x. So 12x minus 8x is our 4x, and then 14 plus 30. You can see if you go wrong in one bit, it just cascades and it goes wrong all the way through. Okay? Okay. So that one there is 44. Okay, so now what we've got is 4x equals 44. So therefore, let's just get rid of that, 44, and it would be divided by 4. Now it's divided by 4 because we bring over the 4 times across to the other side, and times by 4 on the left hand side becomes divided by 4 on the right, and 44 divided by 4 is 11. So well done if you managed to get that correct, and thank you for watching.